Well, this feels familiar.
A little bit, yeah.
This feels pretty familiar.
What's going on here?
I don't know. It's a sudden change in energy was going on. God damn it, I missed y'all. Let me calm down. Let me keep it calm. I'm going to keep it calm. Welcome back, officially welcome back to Back to the Classics, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. We have missed you.
We've missed you greatly.
Greatly.
Without you guys, we've been empty.
We have nothing to do. Nothing to do.
To be honest, we kind of don't.
We really don't. But we are back on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast pleasures. I am Jay Alonzo. With me, of course, is my partner in crime.
Danger Neff. What's going on, partner?
It's been far too long.
It's been, you know what?
Wow.
What is up with this year?
I don't know. I don't know.
This year has been, it's been exciting, obviously, being here.
Right.
But my Lord, has it really thrown haymakers at us?
Oh yeah. I mean, Thanos. We're catching one-on-one phase with Thanos now,
no doubt
and he's swinging hard.
Yeah, he ain't pulling nothing.
Yeah, but luckily we didn't get we didn't evaporate into dust.
No,
so
we're still standing.
Yeah, so we were supposed to return in October after about a week hiatus.
Right.
A week hiatus.
Right. Yeah. So what happened in between there? I went on vacation.
Dave went on vacation.
Right. And you had the New York Comic Con.
We had New York Comic Con.
Bumping so hard.
Okay.
And that seems so long ago.
It really does. New York itself seems so long ago. All right. So let's do this. So today's show, we will be dedicating and having a full tribute to the late, great, the best hero himself, Mr. Stan Lee. May rest in peace. Before we get to that, we're going to talk about what we've been going through here at the show. Some great things, not so great things. But both while we are here, we're back to rock it out one more good time for the you said the folks out there. We've missed you guys so very much. You know what I mean? So first and foremost, before we get to New York, Dave went all over the world.
I kind of did. So
let's talk about that first.
So this was kind of like this personal journey because I always wanted to see Central and then go down in South America. So I took a cruise and I was in New Orleans. And I got to tell you about New Orleans, okay? Because we didn't talk about this off camera,
right? But
I never. Now look, I don't drink, and you know I'm not a big drinker. It's just not my thing, okay? But I'm used to how Las Vegas pours their drinks, and for the most part, they do an all right job.
Certain places you get a heavy hander here and there. Yeah, here and there.
Everywhere I went in New Orleans had at least a triple shot in there. And let me tell you something. At 11 a.m., looking like a fucking mess. That's what I was. I was stumbling around everywhere. There was this bar and these girls were dancing. And I was like, should I go in there? And I'm like, man, I just don't even know where I am right now. So
I'm going to go in.
Guy, the DJ's trying to get me going. I'm like, nah, man, I'm watching the Georgia game that's up there.
Right.
But man, it was awful.
Now you started the trip in New Orleans.
So I started in New Orleans and then, so it was my boy and I picked him up at the airport and we went to, the first place we went to was Mexico.
Right.
We went to Cozumel. Cozumel? No, Costa Maya. We went to Costa Maya, Mexico, and let me tell you about that. So you know how there's the Mayan temples that's always there? Mm-hmm. Well, these fucking people had the Mayan temples, but there was a water slide going down one of the slides.
I mean, the Mayans, it's hot out here still, kind of.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm imitating this guy who's trying to explain it. He's like, yeah, man, sometimes you just need to go and appreciate,
man.
You need to appreciate history, but at the same time, have a good time with your family, man. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're desecrating a ruin. You don't even know what that temple was for. Somebody probably sacrificed a body.
But did you use the slide, though?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I would use the slide. Just because.
No, I didn't. So we did that. Mm-hmm. The next place we went to was Honduras, which has obviously been on the news lately because of this caravan that's coming up to. I think they're in Tijuana now.
Right. The one that Trump said they're infiltrating or
they're invading.
An invasion.
Yeah. It's an invasion. A huge invasion of these people. And man, they were really cool. They were really, really nice. I had some ribs over there and they were good. They weren't deep South ribs, but they were good.
Right.
They did their job.
Right.
It was hot and humid as fuck though. Like, I'm not kidding you. You take a shower and you feel like you got to take another shower. And, so it was good. It was fun because we did some hiking out there. But at the end of it, I was like, man, this is awful at the same time.
And so you went from Mexico to
Honduras. And then I went to Belize.
Man. Oh, yeah. We had to talk about that, by the way. By the way, for those who are just joining back to Classics, we are now video now with the show.
Right.
So as you hear our fantastic voices, you can now see us on YouTube.
Is that where we're going to be published at?
I'm pretty sure he's going to be YouTube.
Are you sure it's not like E-Bombs World or something like that?
Is that still around?
That's still around.
Oh my God. Jeez. Okay. So Belize. How's Belize?
Belize was, you know what? Belize was really, really cool.
But did you find the booty you wanted to grab?
No, I didn't find the booty I wanted to.
We had a plan, Dave.
I know I had a plan.
We had a full plan.
I had a plan, and the plan just it wasn't coming into fruition there.
Bro, we're gonna go back.
Yes, we
and
are.
I'm gonna go as well.
Yes,
we're gonna execute. And we're gonna be fucking victorious. You understand?
Absolutely,
fucking victorious.
You need to be single, or at least like in a weird spot in your relationship.
I think she understands. Maybe you understand, right? Yeah, you understand.
Right. It's okay if it's around the world.
It's all right.
If it's in the United States,
it wasn't in the U.S., so technically it's not cheating.
Right. So there you go.
Don't listen to me.
And the water was really pretty out there.
I'd imagine.
And they speak better English than we do.
I'd imagine.
Like this guy was just like trying to get me to like buy his art. And he's just like, yes, this you could just he was a fucking bum, and now he's like, hey, yeah, no, I'm like this really great artist that you can go and I'm like,
hey, look, I'm really great.
I'm like,
do.
Dude, why are you whiter than me? Like that makes no sense whatsoever.
Because I'm an artist, and that's how we talk.
Right, of course, because he's excellent. And,
by the way, do you have $1?
right. I am an artist.
I am an artist, but do you have $1?
And then afterwards, we went to Cozumel, Mexico, and I'm going to tell you the most disappointing part of the journey now. I've traveled a lot, and I love smoking cigars. That's just the one thing. If I could do that all the time, I would. If I knew it didn't give me cancer, I totally would.
Right.
I could have brought back 100 Cuban cigars, and I had no idea about it until we were already on our way back to New Orleans. I was pissed. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I want to smoke a Cuban. I want to smoke a Cuban.
Right.
No. That was the most disappointing part of the trip. But other than that, it was great. The cruise itself, obviously, is amazing. If you've never taken a cruise, please do so. Carnival does a really good job at what they do. You're always having great food on there. Every night, it was like we're having steak or we're having lobster or we're having something else. Right. And, yeah.
Dope,
every night they were showing movies. So I watched whatever was coming on the screen. Sometimes it was like The Greatest Showman, which is pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, all right. Yeah. You're not a musical guy, though.
Not at all. No. Not at all.
It's got to have a beat to it.
It
can't have like
a wicked bass line is what I'm seeking.
It can't have like trumpets and shit.
Nah. Singing? Fuck that. Nah. But that's dope, man. Except for our plan that you didn't execute, but that's fine. But definitely glad you had a great time.
So let's talk about your time off.
Okay, so let's get into New York Comic Con and the experience that was. Number one, huge shout out to just the city of New York. We had
all of you.
I mean, every single. I mean, from the biggest of assholes to the coolest person. Hey, where you from, bro? You guys were all awesome because I was shown an experience unlike no other. I was like, right. I'm really in like fucking New York, and I saw things. I was shown some things. I was chauffeured around, we partied hard out there too. And above all, New York Comic Con was a fucking blast.
So what was your favorite part about New York Comic Con?
Favorite part about New York Comic Con? I did come across a fan of the show, which I thought was pretty dope.
What?
Yes, I came across a fan of the show who I
Shout out to you, boy.
Hey, guy, I forgot his name completely. I'm sorry, it's been a rough 2 months. Me and Los, if you listen to the noise, Los kind of goes into great detail as to what actually happened and why things didn't get done the way we originally planned. But the experience itself, though, was just jaw-dropping great. Like we met Common, we met Robert Glasper, and we were able to catch exclusive footage of Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, sorry, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Which comes out next week.
Next week, by the way. And Common was he was promoting a new comic book. That was dope. He did a freestyle. Wasn't that great, but whatever. But just to be around these people, and really, it's a community of nerds.
Yeah,
and this is where they come, and they can be themselves, and they can just nerd out, fan out, and it's a great experience.
Did you cosplay?
No, and here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. We literally went from the airport straight to.
Oh, I'm sure.
To the center. So we had no time to really prep for cosplay. We were tired. Dead tired. I slept in the cab on the way over.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we get my part of Comic Con was done after Thursday. But Los, the trooper he went all Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I enjoyed New York.
So what'd you see in New York?
What I saw in New York, I was able to see the Empire State Building. I saw the monumental stuff, but it's really what you get.
Statue of Liberty?
I didn't see Statue of Liberty. But I was able to walk around Times Square.
Okay.
It is fresh. I mean, it jumps out of a fucking poster.
It really does.
That's how much it looks like what you see on TV.
It really does.
Yeah. So
see, it's been 10 years since I've been in New York.
Oh, we got to go back.
So
we must go back.
So for me, like when I was there, One World, One Trade Center.
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't there.
Right.
So and I know there's a lot of stuff over there that wasn't there, but I went to Brooklyn. Brooklyn was so cool.
We didn't catch Brooklyn. We spent most of our time in Harlem.
See, I didn't catch Harlem.
I want to say we were in Queens as well. No, were we in Queens? No, I don't think so. We spent a lot of time in Harlem.
Flushing.
I don't fucking know. But where we were, we had a blast. Harlem.
Did you see
Harlem
any
was great.
of the Harlem legendary stuff that's over there?
Yeah, we were on Malcolm X Boulevard,
okay.
which I thought was, I mean, just wow, I couldn't believe it. And then a friend of ours who's actually a frat brother of Los, he took me to a bunch of different shit. Like, yo, you know that one? Check this out right here. I'm like, wow. We rode the train, the subway. I saw a fat ass rat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man. And then of course tried to eat as much food that you can't get.
I know.
Back home. I was going crazy. But New York as a whole was fantastic. Now coming back from New York is when the story gets a bit.
Right. So who's ready for some dark times?
Who's ready for some dark periods here?
So first and foremost, to our fans, thank you so much for being around and supporting us as much as you
the
can.
continuous love and support. We thank you guys so much.
So why has it taken us so long to come back to this point? Go
I gotta put this.
You almost died.
I almost died. That is true. Literally. A few times. But coming back from New York, it was discovered that I had a health issue.
Right.
A very severe health issue to where we weren't too sure if I was going to make it. I spent about a week in the hospital. Now those who've been down with the show since day one, this also happened earlier this year as well,
right.
Back in May. So essentially, it was under doctor's orders to take an extended absence,
right?
To really kind of get things together and to really change either bad habits or just change things that was going to ultimately just save my life.
Right.
So I did adhere to the doctor's orders, even though it was killing me. So I wanted to get back on this mic so bad. Even my co-host Dave was like, "No, we're not going to get back on the mic until you fucking feel better."
Why are you putting that on me?
Because we could have been back on the show 3 weeks ago.
No, I know we could have been back, but it's like, but we didn't know.
We just didn't know.
We didn't know exactly where you were.
We didn't know, and I'm glad we waited because now
You feel confident.
I'm much more confident to where I can get on the mic. I'm not gasping for air.
Right.
And that's really what the doctor said. Like, because the doctor, shout out to Dr. Shaw, he actually listens to the show as well. So shout out to you. But he said that, to perfectly get back into the swing of things, take a couple weeks off, get yourself right. Obviously, I am on medication now. But without the love and support of the B family, of course, my co-host Dave, Danger Dave, the support of my family, the B fans, really friends and family everywhere, I would actually not be here today. So for that, I do thank you all. I love you all. Thank you guys for the continual support.
Love you too, man.
Thank you guys so much. I'm holding it down. I'm not 100% out of doghouse, but God damn it, I'm doing the absolute best that I can. And best above that, we're back doing the show again. So for that, I'm entirely grateful once again. Thank you guys all for the love and support. And with that being said, BTTC, man, we're back in this thing, man.
Absolutely. So in terms of different format of the show, not necessarily that we're actually going to do a different format, not yet. A lot of this is going to be a lot of trial and error to see where Jay's kind of sitting at, and also what we're going to do. That also means that we're actually going to probably bring up a promotion that we're going to try to do for everybody, for definitely our listeners to the show. We'll have more details on that once we kind of work out all the kinks.
Yes.
But I think Jay and I are both really excited about that. So
yes, we want to get you guys more involved.
Absolutely.
Definitely get you guys more involved, because really having that one fan, supposed to be in New York was, I almost cried because I haven't seen New York since I was a kid.
I'm 21. I was 21.
And
I was 20.
And this is a New York native.
Yeah.
Who happens to listen to our show.
So there you go.
So for that, I figure is what better time. We've been doing this show approaching the 2-year mark, and it's been a hell of a ride. And we really want to get the people involved and get the people much more involved. We've had great guests on the show. We will continue to have great guests on the show. We have a whole new format layout. Next year is going to be a blast, and I cannot wait to really kick off and really show people what we have lined up. More super throwbacks. Guaranteed monthly super throwbacks, monthly themes, a lot more guests, a lot more visual stuff. Me and Dave are gonna go all the way with you guys. So
absolutely,
you stuck with us. We're gonna deliver, and damn it, hey man. So
I'm glad we're back.
Oh man, dude, we just pounded on the.
You can see that on YouTube.
If you saw it.
Back to the Classics channel on YouTube.
So. This next point will be it is a sad story, but at the same time, it's going to be a thorough celebration of life.
Absolutely.
We have recently lost not just a guy,
the icon of
comic books. Without him and his vision and his creativity and his kookiness, his weirdness, we wouldn't have what we now know today as the MCU.
When I first heard the news, I was distraught, but I knew that it was kind of coming around the corner. Because there were small hints here and there about it. And to be honest, he was so full of life that sometimes it almost catches you off guard.
Right.
But
right.
He was 95 years old.
95 years old. So most, you would hope people like him would just live on forever. Of course. I viewed him like I viewed Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
We would never lose him. He'd be like 180 before he actually died. But,
of course.
The fact that, when news broke, we were just like, what? Not at at the the height of Marvel's fame,
Right.
of Marvel's popularity, we lost the dude who created this whole thing, and yeah, it's sad, but at the same time, he left behind the greatest legacy we can ever really have in regards to comic books, comic book characters, superheroes, the actual definition of a superhero,
Right.
and the various forms that they come in, and we're talking about the legend himself, Mr. Stan Lee, who passed away. What today is? As we're doing the show today is Wednesday. He passed on Monday?
Yeah, I think it was actually on Monday.
It's on Monday.
It was a case of the Mondays, literally.
Oh, man. So we figure as our first show back, we're celebrating life. My life, Dave's life, the life of our fans, the life of this fantastic human being who, as far as we know, had no negative issues surrounding him. He was always who he was.
He was so well respected in the community that even rivals of Marvel, DC, being out there, couldn't do anything but say, man, we're heartbroken over
Right.
this. Because Stan Lee, in every sense of the word, embodied what it was like to be a comic book nerd.
Oh yeah.
And you could see it. You could see it everywhere. You could see it in the way that he wrote and drew with Jack Kirby's Spider-Man. How they created the Fantastic Four and the best villain of all time, Doctor Doom. You saw it in every form of the movies that would come out these last 10 years. It's so crazy to think about that.
Is Doctor Doom the best comic book villain of all time?
Absolutely.
I love Mr. Sinister.
He would destroy him.
In an actual fight, yeah.
No. I mean, in terms of his history. All right, I'll put it this way. So if you want me to geek out real quick, Doctor Doom was so great. He went back in time and lived life normally for over 3,000 years because he's immortal to get to this time to relearn all the history that actually happened and see it for his own eyes.
Well, Mr. Sinister is really cool.
Yes, no, Sinister is really cool. And when Sinister is eventually introduced and with X-Men now coming over, when Sinister is eventually introduced, he's going to be an amazing character. But that just goes to the testament of what Marvel is and how great this man really was.
Yeah, to me, I want to know if he knew just how loved and respected he actually was. And I say that to say this. Looking up a lot of Stan Lee archives, probably for today's show, he had a genuine love for everybody.
Oh yeah.
When he created the Black Panther character, and that's another reason why I'm glad we don't celebrate death, but I'm so glad he was able to stay with us long enough to see Black Panther come to fruition.
Right.
And not only come to fruition, be overly fucking successful at it.
Absolutely.
Something that he created just so that, there was a superhero that looked like me.
Right.
And I am forever grateful to Mr. Lee for that because, reading up on old Black Panther comics, which I did, to get ready for the movie, and then seeing the movie, I was like, did he know he would impact the African American community the way he did, by creating this character? And not only just the fact that, hey, I think I want a black superhero. No, not only that, but just what he embodies.
He was one of the earliest opponents against racism.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of his comics you would actually see, and even though nowadays some people kind of turn around and say, "Oh, okay, well, what about the way that some of these characters were drawn, and some of the stereotypes that they follow?" Stereotypes is one thing. Okay, stereotypes is something that's imagined with everybody,
right?
And it wasn't necessarily something that Marvel was intentionally trying to do. Stan Lee celebrated anybody and everybody that he could.
Right.
He was so afraid to create the character Daredevil because he was so afraid of what impact it would have to blind children, that he didn't want to disrespect them. But he actually spoke to one of his friends who was blind and says, "Yes, please create him and watch what happens."
That's a superhero for us,
and that's exactly what happened. All of a sudden, all these blind kids felt like they could be great because of a heightened sense of different senses,
Right.
And Stan Lee helped create that consciousness in these children, and it went forward and forward and forward with other emotions. It's going to be weird without him, because you realize how much of an impact he's had throughout our culture in itself. That it is an icon.
He promotes empowerment.
Absolutely.
Like you said, you brought up Daredevil with the blind community. You bring the Ancient One with the Asian community. We talk about Luke Cage, Black Panther with the African American community. You're talking about women empowerment with Black Widow, and I mean the list goes on and on. So the things that would go through his head as he's creating these characters and having these characters go through what they go through is. It couldn't come from nothing else but a pure place, and just sheer fun and excitement. And everybody had a voice, which is what, once again, I am always indebted to this man, because he literally made sure everyone had a voice. Absolutely. Whether it was Luke Cage, whether it was the Ancient One, whether it was Black Widow or Captain Marvel, or you brought up Daredevil. Like, we're talking about everybody. No one's left out.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's left out. And I love the fact that Marvel carries that same tradition on, even in their movies. You know what I mean? It's a very inclusive club, if you will.
I almost want to say that the best part of the Marvel movies, and a lot of them, a lot of times you get every single one of them. I think there's only one that's missing. Has the Stan Lee cameo, right? You have the Stan Lee cameo.
I think they all have one except
I can't think of that.
Was it Incredible Hulk? He's in that too.
No, I think it's actually one of the Guardians movies, if I'm not mistaken.
He's in one, definitely in one. I want to say
he's in two.
I think he's in two as well. Yeah,
because he's the Watcher's agent on Earth.
Right. Let's do this real quick. Well, finish your point, and then I'm gonna ask you a quick question.
So, because of everything with him, I'm so happy to see that everybody got to see the personality that he had in his own movies. Because a lot of times he's just really poking fun at himself more than anything. That's exactly the kind of guy that he tried to present himself to all of his fans. Somebody that everybody felt like can take a piece of from him. It's kind of like think of it as like a patchwork cloth or a blanket that's stitched up from your grandmother.
Right.
Maybe it's not always so pretty when you're looking at it in the big picture, but there's a part of you that reside with him, and it's a part of you that a lot of us got to celebrate that in our own childhood,
right?
And that's what he meant to me, and in my eyes, Stan Lee gave me my childhood,
right?
Because everything else would just really spawn off from stories that he would have, and of course, I know some people are going to say, what about DC? What about others? It doesn't matter. Stan Lee helped create my childhood and helped make me happy throughout my childhood.
Right. And even with DC, like, DC has Bob Kane. But there are also other, writers, creators over there with DC. And like Marvel, when you say DC, you think of Bob Kane, you think of whoever else you can think of, but Marvel is synonymous with Stan Lee.
Of course. Jack
Kirby, for sure, on a lot of things.
Absolutely. He's right there. He's right there with him.
But Marvel is Stan Lee.
Absolutely.
Everything that we've gotten is creations of Stan Lee. And, once again, I'm beyond happy to see that he lived this long. To see, because he was around for the Blade movies, he was around for the Punisher movies before the MCU really took off. But
he was there for the first Punisher movie. He was there for the first Captain America movie. And
way back when.
Bad Captain America movie. The one where Captain America steals a car movie. That's true. He totally steals a car. But doesn't apologize either.
No, why would you? It's the 80s. Who cares? But you skip past those, and now we're at, what was easily the most successful film franchise ever.
Absolutely.
I mean, ever. He got a chance to see what Infinity War did to us. Not only do we care about these characters, people are fucking crying. Like, so what happens? Like, we're gonna lose our mind if we don't at least get a trailer between now and Christmas, you know? And he has to had seen that and be like, yeah, I got that. That was cool. You know what I mean? Because
I'm almost curious as how he felt about the last 10 years of his life. Like, how much because in all honesty, yes, the MCU made a boatload of money, but more importantly, what did it mean to Stan Lee? Because you're basically taking what he worked so hard to make popular for everybody to relate to. It doesn't matter who you are. For that to really be a celebration of the last 10 years of his life.
I more so want to know how he felt when he went to that Marvel 10-year photo shoot, when every actor that's ever been in a Marvel movie was there,
right.
And he's smack dab in the middle, and it's him, Downey, and Feige for that iconic picture, you know. And come on, let's be real. Like, you mean to tell me at that photo shoot they were at that man's feet? Like, dude, I thank you. You gave me a fucking career, damn dude.
Absolutely.
You know, because without your vision, and then you trusting in Paramount, then became Disney to execute your vision for movie form, from comic book to movie form. You gave us all jobs. You know, and we can play this character for 10 years, 15 years.
I mean, how many careers did he save or B, resurrected?
Robert Downey Jr. is the prime example of that.
Absolutely. You know, and in some ways, Chris Evans. Chris Evans hadn't became a real actor until he started really getting the Captain America roles. And let me give my respects, obviously, to Fantastic Four and the two other comic book movies I also did: Scott Pilgrim versus the World and Push. But
Push, nah. Scott Pilgrim was great.
Push was totally a comic book movie.
Yeah, you're right, but Scott Pilgrim's a better movie.
Right. No doubt about it.
Right.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World is one of my favorite movies.
I love that movie. The movie's great.
But you know, that's what it is. You know, he really saved a lot of people's careers. Started some with, say, Chris Hemsworth, you know.
Tessa Thompson.
Right. And really brought in, Tessa Thompson is a great example. And really brought in this community of people. Let me ask you something. How often do you hear about drama that happens now on a Marvel set?
It's rare. I think the most drama now is the issue with Guardians 3.
Right, but that has nothing to do with Stan Lee.
Nothing at all.
That was a Disney concern.
Right.
Right. But I think there were talks of drama happening with Black Panther. Because there were some talks about that, and let me tell you, the product that came out from that, absolutely stunning.
Absolutely,
you know,
it's now gunning for an Oscar now.
Of course,
you know. So,
and Disney's now finally pushing Infinity War. I don't know why they didn't push that in the first place.
Yeah, well, that's a different topic for another conversation. But I also, you know, it's for me. Oh, here's my question. I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
Can you name your favorite? Let's say they're your top 3 Stan Lee cameos.
Sure. Number 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the one that he's in the mailroom and Spider-Man's fighting in the background.
Yes, with the headphones on.
Yes,
yeah.
That's probably my number 1 for sure. Number 2, Civil War, where he calls Tony Stark Tony Stank. Because that's just absolutely amazing. And number 3 would be Guardians Volume 2, when you find out that he's the agent for Uatu, because he cared so much about that character, the Watcher Uatu, that it makes absolute sense for him to show up in just about everything.
Right.
Special, little recommendation also. The second Incredible Hulk. When he drinks a bottle, and then they explain afterwards like what happened to him, and where he was just like gets all hulked out because he drank a little bit of Edward Norton's blood.
Right, it's in the soda.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna go. My number 1 favorite is hands down. He's the DJ in the strip club.
Yeah,
with Deadpool.
Loved
it. Loved it. Like, look at this old ass man. Okay. So one, he's a strip club. He's a DJ at the strip club in Deadpool. The second one is he's talking it up with the young lady in Guardians 1.
Right.
Which Rocket has him in his specs. That was hilarious. And then 3, I'm gonna have to steal yours and go to Amazing Spider-Man where he's has the headphones on. They're just wrecking shit behind.
Oh yeah, that's just such a fun scene.
It's a fun scene because I love the fact that with his cameo in movies to the point to where we've come to expect him now.
Yeah,
like without a Stan Lee cameo, this movie's not complete.
Unfortunately, now we got our last one.
Well, no, because I actually read that he filmed 4 cameos prior to his death.
Oh, he did. Okay.
So he has a Captain Marvel cameo.
It was Dark Phoenix.
Right. So he has a Captain Marvel cameo. He has a Avengers 4 cameo. He has a. I want to say he has. I think he does have a Dark Phoenix cameo.
No. I remember that was one of them that say he did not have.
I know he's in
Homecoming, he probably has.
Yeah. Far From Home.
Right, Far From Home.
He has one for that one. I believe he's also in this new Deadpool PG-13 remake as well. I believe it. They say he shot 4, so I believe that could be the 4th one. So, but but it just you watch him in these movies, and they're quick, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, but they're so memorable. You can just tell he's just having so much fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so you're glad to watch him just have a blast, no matter what you're doing, you're just having a blast. You know what I mean? He's like a really cool grandpa.
Absolutely.
So
in a way, he was a father to all of us. I know that's how weird that sounds, but my childhood would not be the same without knowing that Stan Lee's creations helped me grow up.
Right. So let me ask this for you before we wrap up today's show. How does Marvel and the comic book community move on?
Man, that's a good question. Well, I do have faith in Feige, obviously, because he's been controlling that for some time now, and he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
So I don't really think there's going to be too much to worry about in terms of the future going forward. In terms of the community, what I'm more worried about is how Marvel is going to respond more on the comic book side more than anything. Because I think movie-wise, there's still so much material that they could literally go. And plus, who knows, maybe they start doing original stories as well. They could really Game of Thrones this if they really wanted to. But Marvel will not die because Stan Lee is no longer here.
Right.
Especially because Disney is Disney. But it's definitely going to feel a little bit more empty now when we start getting into past 2020 and we're no longer seeing the Stan Lee cameos anymore.
Right.
Now they could do something about that, obviously. Maybe not so much with his voice or whatnot, but little nods here, a little picture into the side. They could Easter egg it, especially with Disney, because you know how Disney is.
Oh, they're known for that type of shit.
Yeah, of course. Like even in Incredibles 2, you still get the pizza truck from Toy Story. You still get the ball from I can't remember what movie the ball was in. The one with the star. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I figured
so Disney Disney can definitely figure out ways to pay respective tributes, even from saying simple quotes that he would say, from Excelsior to picking out his favorite quote from Spider-Man or things along those lines. But everybody will eventually move on. It just won't feel the same.
I agree. I too have tremendous faith in Kevin Feige. At this point, I have no reason not to.
Right.
I also would say that either Captain Marvel, I'm really going to say this next Avengers movie will get a great tribute to him.
I think so.
I'm going to assume at the end of the movie, clearly. But again, I have faith in Kevin Feige. I have faith in Disney, and I know if anything, they will have that man's legacy carry on and honor him the best way that they possibly can, while still giving us, A plus, content.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm with you on that one. The next movie is what? Captain Marvel.
That's the next Marvel movie is Captain Marvel. Because I know DC has Aquaman that's coming out.
Yes.
And then afterwards we're right back into Infinity War territory. And then,
are you ready for that stress sandwich?
I am.
That's a stress sandwich.
Especially the latest where they said it's going to be 3 hours. I'm like, bring it.
That's not long enough. I need every year to have an hour to themselves.
I'm okay making it 5 hours. You don't have to cut anything.
Give me an intermission, man. I'll go to the bathroom. It's all fine. Good.
Give us 20 minutes. I'll be good.
It's all good. Damn it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the return back for Back to the Classics. Thank you guys for tuning in. This one went pretty cool. We kept it calm. Next week we're going to go fucking ape shit.
Yeah.
That's how we always do.
So one recommendation, let's avoid the 2 hour show that we did with Rush Hour, because I totally listened to it and I was like, man, we just really, why I kept rewinding back one of my jokes.
I did too, but we were just riffing.
I know.
We were just going.
While, we were.
But shout out to Corey. We'll get it back on here pretty soon.
Definitely.
Like we always do. Danger David Neff. Where can the good people find you?
So for now, because stuff is coming up, you can find me on, where am I? Facebook, Twitter? Yeah, I'm still
right
there.
Now you're in the studio.
So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm still technically on Snapchat, although I'm pretty sure I'm going to shut that down also. You can find me at David Danger Neff. I am the co-host here at Back to the Classics. In terms of Reel It Back, we are definitely working on some stuff with that.
Absolutely.
That is still around. We're just working some stuff out with it. So yeah, you can find me Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, David Danger Neff. My co-host, and so glad you're back. I really am.
Man.
I missed you, man.
Dude, I missed you, bro. And really, I was sitting at home like all of our beat shows coming out. God, I want to get back on the mic. Oh, it's crazy. But doctor's orders. I'll chill. Yes, it is an absolute honor to be back with you guys. It has been a long time. A lot of downtime to do a lot of thinking and to really kind of pinpoint where I want this show to go. And the focus has really regained back to the show. And like Dave said, we are going to bring back Reel It Back. Actually, Reel It Back didn't really go anywhere. But we are going to definitely freak it and have it looking real nice and polished for you guys. And we may have something for you this weekend. You never know. But you can find me on all the social media. Simply at I am Jay Alonzo. That's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. I, like Dave, may delete my Snapchat pretty soon because I'll be 31 years old next week.
Oh
Why am I snapping?
You're going to be 31?
I'll be 31 next week.
Man, welcome to the club.
Yeah, man. These bones,
the undying
they ache.
To 40.
They ache now. I can't stay out tonight. It hurts.
That is what this decade will now be known as.
But you talked to me, I'll talk back. Of course, we're going to bring back what that didn't really go anywhere either. But the Back to the Classics Facebook page is still up and going. Still up. Here we go. The Back to the Classic Facebook page is up and popping. Jump on in there. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. And once again, shout out to the entire Cine folks out there. We love you guys so much. The B family for the love and support. Big Los, who always asks me, so what's up with the show? You gonna get back on the show? Here we are. And of course, my guy, my partner in crime, my co-host, my brother for life, Danger David Neff. We are back and we're gonna be better than ever, you guys. Love you guys so much. We'll see you next week right here on Back to Classics. Wait, is it Excelsior?
Excelsior.
Excelsior. R.I.P. Stanley.